NBA fans have been making that same "the league is done for" joke when it comes to Wemby for years, to the point that a lot of people got tired of it, but I cannot stress enough how dire things are about to get. If you watched Victor Wembanyama his first 2 seasons and then watched him last night, there is a very, very clear difference in terms of skill and in terms of intelligence. Last year, I made a couple videos about Wemby's addiction to bad three-pointers and how he spent a lot of games chucking up terrible shots. Plenty of them went in, but it felt like he was kind of wasting his talent up to that point because there was so much else he could be doing with his absurd build. He was deadass taking 9 threes a game last year at 7'4", bruh. Damn near half his field goal attempts were threes. He shot 35%, so it's not like he was terrible or nothing, but his shot selection was so awful at times, and he constantly chose to just hoist up a three over working a defender or putting his shoulder down and backing him up. It was a game early last year against Utah, I think, where this nigga chucked up 4 threes in the first 3 minutes of the game. I was watching that shit like, yo, relax, bruh. He was 20, though, and the Spurs were still mid-rebuild. Maybe they just wanted him to get it out of his system and gave him the green light to do whatever. Either way, the leap that Wemby has made this summer has been diabolical. Yes, it's only been 1 game, but there is a very, very clear difference in his play style. He only took 2 threes last night, something he never did at all last season. In fact, he only had 1 game where he shot less than 5 threes the entirety of last year. The questionable shots are gone for the most part, and he's maneuvering inside the arc way more now. He's finally learning that just because you can make the shot doesn't always mean you should take it. He's gotten smarter with how he uses his length, operating from ridiculous angles at times and almost slithering around defenders to get to the basket. He has more post moves now. I'm gonna be honest, bro. His first 2 years, he didn't really have a post game at all. Best of all, though, he's gotten stronger. Much stronger. A year ago was AD putting his shoulder into Wemby and booming it on him. Now it's Wemby backing down one of the best defended bigs of this era in AD and easily scoring over him. He had AD and Lively in hell all game, bruh, especially AD. Lively was barely even out there, actually. I think he only played like 10 minutes because he was in foul trouble literally the whole game. Wemby had him on 5 fouls and 80 on 4 by like the middle of the third. There wasn't shit they could do about him, bro. This is probably one of the best defensive front courts in the league, and he just carved him up. Imagine if fucking Titan spikes your weak-ass layup attempt and sizes you up and hit a step-back 30-footer in your face with the foul. I don't even want to play no more, bruh. Nigga, AD looked traumatized. Wemby put him in 20 positions for 48 minutes. There was a play where AD stuffed him multiple times and he still contorted his body to hit a nonsensical mid-range. Shit is demoralizing, bruh. What the fuck did these monks do to him, bro? This is horrifying. These must be the same monks that Batman went to, bro. They gave this nigga the secrets of the scroll. Now he in the post moving like Dirk. He was over there drinking the tea of life, bro. He about to be on some Musashi shit. Nigga finna hit a 30-foot step back and start talking about the possession of anything begins in the mind. Then on top of that, he was training with KG and Hakeem this offseason. He already trains with Tim Duncan. He was training with Jamal Crawford a year ago. This nigga really assembled the Avengers, bro. They creating an evil entity. Hakeem for the skill and footwork as a big, KG for the post-game and mentality, and the monks and martial arts probably helped an insane amount with body control, balance, and a lot of the other mental aspects that can't be taught by just practicing layups. Yes, everybody knows Wemby's God-given talents gave him all the tools to be elite, but at that size, it's easy to turn out clumsy and uncoordinated instead of smooth. The way he moves at 7'4" is far from regular, and it's easier to get hurt that way or constantly end up flailing around because you're just too long. Wemby always did these specific exercises, probably to help with movement, but chilling with the monks for the summer might have been the smartest thing he ever did. Having insane balance above 7 feet is the key if you want to be a successful post player and an agile scorer inside the arc. You can tell he's made a drastic change because he looked eager to try out his new bag. In some of those situations from last night, he would have taken a questionable step back 3 or just chucked the ball at the rim last year. He's become a far more mature hooper in the half year or so since we've last seen him play. His teammates are becoming way better at finding him inside too. It's like everyone at the Spurs, including Wemby himself, suddenly went, wait, this guy's a 7'4" athletic paradox. Let's actually use that. He's no longer ducking contact either. I mean, genuinely, what can you do now? You really just have to hope he has an off night because putting a hand up ain't gonna do shit but brush some of the dust off his chest. The term generational talent gets thrown around a lot more than it should. This is what a generational talent is. It's rare you see one of these that not only has the talent but is also completely committed to maximizing it and becoming the best possible version of himself he could be. He's a completely unique phenomenon, even in this era of tall, skilled players as the game continues to evolve. Anthony Davis probably having nightmares right now. He ain't never seen nonsense like this in all his years on the planet, bruh. If Wemby continued along the KD path and chose to be an outside forward, preferring the arc to the paint, shooting a lot of threes and most of his shots coming from highly contested pull-ups, he'd probably still average 30 at some point down the line in his career, and he'd still be an MVP level player and one of the greatest two-way players, if not the best two-way that's ever lived. But he chose to add to his game, make himself more well-rounded, and learn from some of the most skilled bigs ever to become a genuine basketball phenom. And I respect that dedication because a lot of players don't have that hunger anymore. I mean, this guy shaved his head bald, bro. It was that deep to him. The fact that he's probably going to sleepwalk his way to a Defensive Player of the Year award as long as he's healthy is crazy, too. We just have to pray the Spurs don't properly build around him because otherwise, yeah, we're simply cooked. I need my Knicks to get that championship now. The clock is ticking. We don't have a lot of time left.